Hello friends, today I am super excited to show you this Luna Artemis full moon handpan. And to my knowledge, this is the first brass alloy handpan that's been created. This is a little bit larger than a typical handpan. I can give you a comparison towards the end of this video so you can see. So the way this is made and tuned is different than other instruments. This material is work hardened per Sebastian's description. It's also not heat treated. This uses a different mechanism to create stability, and according to Sebastian, once the notes are locked into place, because they are work hardened, the result is this really stable instrument that has a very warm woody texture. And it's like no other handpan I've ever played. It doesn't have the metallic twang that stainless has, and doesn't have the contact noise of nitrided steel. So super, super unique experience. And I want to show you a little bit more about it and how it sounds. So let's take a look at the Luna Full Moon Artemis scale. Just to start, I want you to appreciate the inlay with the scale. Right here, Dorian and Aeolian and A, both played, E Aeolian and A Dorian, and also gives you the notes and the full write-up about the instrument right there. Plus this amazing inlay on the top of the instrument. Super impressive work. All right, so this is the sound of the Luna Artemis Full Moon scale. This one, the Helmholtz resonance is insanely deep, so I'm gonna first play it without it coupled, and then with. So this is without. I'm gonna bring my leg over to halfway. So something interesting about this scale is that the intonation is different than a typical A440 instrument. This is using just intonation. So I recommend checking out how that affects the sound. These are little cents different than a classic 440 tuning. The intervals are changed so that it actually musically matches instead of mathematically matches. So you'll hear a slight difference if you have perfect pitch like me, but I actually really like it because the chords sound amazing played together, the diads in some cases. So I'm going to play you a little bit on the song, first a little bit slow, and then something a little bit faster. pitch of the plane happened to match the central note. A little bit different. You'll notice that the layout of this scale feels a little bit different than something like a chord because of this note here in the second position. If I ignore the 2, it's just a Celtic scale. But this is what gives it sort of the Aeolian and Dorian feel. I really like having this note here because it opens up a whole different way of approaching melody, particularly if you're someone like me that is writing music. But it's definitely a scale that you could play and get to know and not really know what you were doing. There's a lot of opportunity for different styles of playing. Sebastian has told me, and I recommend checking out our interview we did a couple of years ago, that his instruments are not designed for drumming. These are very much sort of soft touch melodic instruments. However, this particular one is a very stable instrument, so it can handle a little bit more force. But the intention for these is sort of a gentleness or a sort of lunar energy, feminine energy as he describes it. So know that these sound best without whacking them and finding the way that they want to be struck. So with that in mind, here's something a little more percussive. Interesting fact about this instrument is the soft borders. On Sebastian's instruments, these borders mean that you can strike a note and not have to mute the harmonic to be able to play them. So I can play just the top part. And the soft borders are really nice because you can add very delicate sounds to your playing. So if I wanted to play something like... that the contact noise is not metallic at all. It sounds almost like you're hitting a woody, the wooden tongue drums or log drums, the African slit drums. It has that sort of feeling where you hear the contact noise, but it's not shrill, it's not detracting from the quality of the sound. So even though even a harder strike, you can hear the contact, it doesn't detract from the quality of sound. And I really like that about these. I'm actually curious to try a smaller version of this to hear how that affects something that's higher pitched. Most of his scales that he offers in this larger size are in A currently, but in the past he's made them in G. 100% recommend this instrument, and thank you, Sebastian, for getting me one of these and allowing me to experience the magic of this. I think going forward in the handpan world, we have to be able to bring something new and different to the community if we're going to be able to sell instruments in the future, given the sudden availability. I think instruments like Lunas, Godins, Sinu de Mano, Andromeda, and a bunch of other ones have a different sound. They're going for a unique aesthetic or a unique feeling or a unique appearance, and that's what's going to make things stand out in the world, because now you can't rely on the fact that you're just making handpans to sell them. So I love the innovation, I love the originality of this tuning style, and hope you guys enjoyed this amazing instrument, and I will be playing more on it soon, and it'll be on my coming album, Wild Spaces. So I look forward to having you guys hear that. Thanks, Sebastian, and thank you guys for checking this out. Full Moon A Artemis Scale by Luna Handpans.